Disconnect emotionally and be reborn. Stoic wisdom to overcome suffering. Detaching from someone who marked your life is one of the greatest challenges, but with deep and practical lessons, you will cut the ties of suffering without losing your essence, your dignity, or your ability to love. Get ready for a transformation. Lesson 7. Accept the uncontrollable. Marcus Aurelius once said, "You have power over your mind, not outside events." This is where everything starts. When someone betrays you, abandons you, or simply no longer loves you, you must accept this is beyond your control. You cannot force someone to stay or to feel something. Stoicism invites us to focus on what is in our hands, our thoughts, our actions, our reactions. Pain often comes from the illusion of control. You suffer because you believe you could have prevented their leaving. But could you really? The universe is constant change. Stop feeding guilt and resentment. Accept what cannot be changed, and you will feel the weight of emotions dissolve like fog. This isn't about being cold. It's about being conscious. You detach from the idea that someone owed you something, or that they were the only one who could make you happy. Happiness comes from within. Lesson 6. Stop idealizing the person. How often have you clung to an idealized image of someone? You ignored the disrespect, the words that hurt, and only remembered the good moments. It's like falling in love with your own painting, loving what you created, not what was real. Marcus Aurelius reminds us, everything we hear is an opinion, not a fact. Everything we see is a perspective, not the truth. You defended this person even when they didn't deserve it. You justified unforgivable actions just to maintain your illusion. But now it's time to face the truth. This person failed you, and maybe they never gave you what you so generously offered. Detachment demands brutal courage to admit, I was wrong. I fooled myself. I fantasized. And that's okay. We all do it. Truth sets you free. You realize you didn't lose an angel. You lost someone flawed just like everyone else. And maybe, just maybe, you deserve so much more. Lesson 5. Stop feeding the attachment. The soul becomes dyed with the color of its thoughts. Every time you replay conversations, read old messages, or check their profile, it's like a drop of ink staining your soul. Attachment is often just the habit of thinking about the person. You got used to their mental presence and kept reinforcing that invisible bond. Marcus Aurelius would say, the happiness of your life depends upon the quality of your thoughts. How can you heal if you keep touching the wound with the fingers of memory? It takes discipline to stop looking for what no longer exists. Every reread message, every revisited photo keeps you stuck. Create a mental environment where this person has no space. If you want the feeling to die, stop feeding it. Stop checking, stop imagining conversations, stop creating scenarios. It's an addiction. And the more you give in, the more dependent you become. Lesson 4. Redirect your attention. You are the gardener of your mind. If you cultivate memories and resentment, you will harvest pain. If you plant purpose and action, you will change the garden. The soul becomes what it contemplates. So, what have you been contemplating? Detaching emotionally requires changing your focus. It's not just about forgetting. It's about filling your mind with what truly matters. Reading, studying, working, exercising, meditating, growing. The pain of loss is inevitable, but prolonged suffering is a choice. Choose where to invest your energy. Will you keep staring at the past that broke you, or at the present that offers you a chance to rebuild? Life is too short to waste days on someone who's already gone. Redirect your attention. Don't feed the emptiness, feed the light. Lesson 3. reinforce your identity when someone leaves. They take expectations, plans, and, if you're not careful, pieces of your identity. But Stoicism reminds you, you are not what you lost. You are what remains. Your essence is in the principles you choose to live by, in the actions you repeat. You may have lost someone, but you haven't lost your ability to love, your dignity, or your strength to rise again. Pain is inevitable, but crisis is an opportunity for reconstruction. You are not rejection. You are not abandonment. You are not the silence of the one who left. You are what remains, and what remains is what you choose to strengthen. Your life didn't end with their absence. On the contrary, maybe now it's truly beginning. You stayed, you breathe, you feel, and you have the power to rebuild. Lesson 2. Accept impermanence. Everything that is born dies. Everything that transforms disappears. The root of so much suffering lies in refusing to accept what is natural. The end. Relationships end. Feelings fade. People change. We need to accept this, not as tragedy, but as part of life's flow. You suffer because you wanted it to last forever, but that expectation is the source of your anguish. Attachment to permanence chains you to pain. But acceptance of impermanence gives you wings. It doesn't have to last to have been real. It doesn't have to continue to have been valuable. And because of that, you can let go. Don't drag memories like chains. Let them go. Embrace change. When you accept that everything ends, you stop resisting and finally begin to heal. Lesson 1. Replace expectations with reality. If you are distressed by anything external, the pain is not due to the thing itself, but to your estimate of it. Are you attached to the real person or the idea you created of them? How many times did you imagine a version of the story that only existed in your mind? You don't suffer for what was. You suffer for what you expected it to be. Expectation is the poison of the present. It's time to look without the filters of longing, without the lenses of illusion, without the makeup of nostalgia. See the person as they are, with their absences, flaws, and contradictions, and more. Importantly, see who you became, while insisting on something that wasn't good for you. Detachment requires this shock of reality. Stop justifying the unjustifiable. Stop romanticizing disrespect. Replace idealizations with raw truth. It hurts for a few days, but then it heals forever. Did you find these Stoic lessons helpful for setting yourself free? They can truly change your life. If you want more content like this, subscribe to the channel and turn on the notification bell so you don't miss the next videos. Let's walk this journey of self-knowledge and inner strength together.